Continue on that.
Suck my dick.
Okay. All right.
That's literally how it goes live.
Hi, boys and girls. Just kidding.
Competition is the soul of humanity. Kill or be killed. Eat or be eaten. Feast or famine. Destroy and conquer. Creation and annihilation. Now a new form of competition arises. A feat of mental fortitude unlike any other game before. A showing of brute strength unparalleled by any other sport on earth. And a brutality unwitnessed since the days of the gladiators of the Roman Colosseum. Plus we talk about it. This is Friday Night Drafts.
Welcome.
Man, wow, you holy shit. I wish that the camera could pick up this angle of what I get to look at right now. Welcome. Best music and podcast. Just gotta say it every episode. Definitely the best. Yasha, I'm not even gonna ask how you're doing because anyone with
What's wrong with you?
don't look at me, man.
What's your problem?
Don't look at me.
I was raised up. What's his problem?
You look like you celebrated high noon for the last 13 hours straight.
Probably did.
Might be the gummies.
Yeah, I think those gummies are
Yeah, they got
hitting you today. Very nice. Brian,
Yeah,
how
dude.
you doing, man? Let's skip Yasha.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You see, it's this type of shit.
We're starting already.
Now I'm literally just
You're
fucking
starting already.
having a good high, and you're fucking here just being judgmental and shit. Fuck
He's
you.
starting already with the fights. We're picking right off where we left off last week. Yeah, how's your week going, Brian?
Not bad. I'm hungry, but I'm hoping that'll get resolved soon. What are we having today? Shawarma?
Shawarma. All right, and we got a draft today, man. This is a draft, bro. This is a real draft. Underdog story. I'm hyped, man. I love a good underdog story. Who doesn't love a good underdog story, man? If you don't love a good underdog story,
You're probably rich.
Sean, for some of the audience out there, define underdog.
yeah, well, we're going to go into that with the rules. Thank you for asking me to do it. We're going to do it in the rules. Don't worry. But yeah, man, this is going to be an interesting draft here. This was a random one, right? Because you vetoed. That's why we ended up getting this underdog. So
That would have been worse if we had did the other one.
yeah, so all right. I think we should just fucking get into it unless you got something, Brian.
No.
No? All right.
No.
It's going to be a good draft, man. Lots of
Shuffle
underdog
here.
stories. All right, so let's get into the rules. 4 rounds of the draft tonight, 3 standard rounds, followed by 1 wild card round. All picks are final.
Fuck you. What do I want?
The order is determined by highest card. Brian's been shuffling the deck over there. Aces are high. And yeah, this is a new one. No, not new. This is our 3rd week with this now. Trades are allowed in the draft. However, all participants must end the draft with 4 picks. And high noon will occur during rounds 2 or 3. In exciting high noon tonight because this is the most expensive weed we could buy at the dispensary we went to. So interested in that. Baller, by the way. Big money. Draft specific rules. Definition of an underdog. Yasha, are you listening? You're swiping on it right while I'm about to give the fucking definition.
You on Tinder?
You're on Tinder.
No.
Right as I'm about to get it. You asked this. You requested this information.
I know. Answer. Fuck.
Definition of an underdog.
I'm on Tinder now.
A person or group of people that defy the odds to achieve something noteworthy.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping it pretty vague. I do want to mention, too, with this definition, underdog stories can cross over with other types of stories. You know, it can cross over with comeback stories. It can cross over with, you know, just it can cross over a lot. So I think, you know, as I said, let's keep it loose and let's not try to shit on each other for, you know, maybe giving that type of story. Also, we are not simply drafting the biggest upsets in history. That would be too easy.
Yeah.
This draft is all about the stories. So when you give your pick tonight, you're going to have to give us some of that story. You know what I mean? Assume that we don't know the story and give it to us. Tell us why that story is so great.
This is gonna suck.
What?
This is gonna suck.
This is going to suck? Why? You're not feeling it.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
All right.
Explain shit.
While underdogs are primarily connected with sports, our draft picks do not have to be sports related. Okay. And then finally, fictional underdog stories are allowed. However, I'll mention that they might not be preferred. It really should be like one hell of a story, right? Like obviously an underdog story that took place in real life is normally gonna trump a fictional one. But maybe you guys have something to say about that. You know, maybe you'll prove me wrong there. Shall we deal the cards? All right. Destiny, Yasha. Destiny. Yasha's got a big smile on his face. You got an ace, bro?
No. Bro.
What you got? Show us.
Don't worry about it.
You've been last for how many weeks in a row?
Brian, go back.
Wait, how many weeks in a row have you been last?
Me and Brian are tied.
Oh shit! Well, I'm out of the running. I got a 10. So we've never had a tie before.
Spade is higher.
We've never had a tie before.
We had before.
We have. How did we settle it last time? Just next high card.
Between you two and then.
Oh, suits.
Yeah, spade is higher than
Okay,
diamonds.
I'll just believe
Ace
him.
of spades.
I'll just
Right,
I'm in.
So he goes.
I might have to
second.
write those rules down sometime.
First, second,
so that we
third.
keep this consistent. But if you get a spade, you win. That's just how it works. Okay. So Brian, Yasha, and then good old Smash myself, number 3.
So let me do a quick reading here for the rules. When suit ranking is applied, the most common conventions are alphabetical order, clubs lowest, followed by diamonds, hearts, and spades highest.
Clubs lowest, hearts. Wait, what was it? Diamonds.
Clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades.
Clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades. Interesting. All right, cool. Good to know. Well,
for bridge.
I like it. For bridge. All right.
For
Well,
other card games, though, spade is always
we
highest.
are taking on bridge rules. I like it. Bridge rules are in. Brian, you got that number 1 overall pick, brother? But before you make it, you know what we got to do. You know what time it is.
Yeah! The competition begins. Prepare yourselves for round 1. Fight!
Gets me hyped, man. Gets me hyped. There you go. All right, Brian. First overall pick. Underdog draft. Inaugural underdog draft. I'm excited about it. This is different from the rest of our shit.
I know in my heart what I want to choose. I really do, in my heart.
Well,
But I feel like
what you got to choose is different.
for number 1,
Yeah. I see what you're saying. All right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
but I feel like
If you
that'd be
pick that, that's
I feel like that'd be okay, but it'd be too personal. There are now, but I will still stay with my hockey bias, and I
Okay.
will go with the 1980 Winter Olympics,
Damn it!
the U.S. versus the Soviet Union,
Damn it!
aka the
Well
Miracle
done.
on Ice. No
Oh,
one
well
thought they
done.
would win. The odds were like
Well
5,000 to 1. It was college kids.
Well
it was like
done.
it wasn't pro
great
players.
pick,
Well
guys.
done.
And
He fucking.
you know,
Out.
then it was still the Soviet Union. You know, like they were strong in hockey.
Man, here's the thing about that game. That game actually allowed the U.S. to win the Cold War. People forget that. That's how they won.
Cultural impact,
That's
political
how they
impact,
won.
good for hockey in America.
That's after Russia lost that game. they went home and they're like, we are failures compared to America.
Yeah, they take that national sport shit serious.
So in that kind of idea permeated for the rest of the USSR's time, and then Berlin Wall comes crashing down. That's how big of an underdog story that is. Do you agree with my account of history, Yash, as a PhD at York?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. All right, cool. I didn't expect him to.
Hockey diplomacy.
Yeah.
Great movie too.
Yeah, they
by
made a
the
movie
way.
about it.
Yeah.
I loved him. When I grew up, man, that movie was what's his fucking name? Kurt Russell. So good. So good as the coach. You know, it's the classic underdog story.
It is.
A group of scrappy
And
young underdogs coming
literally
together and overachieving.
They did not. It wasn't possible. They weren't pros,
No, they weren't.
right?
And
They were like hockey dads.
well, no, they were young though.
No,
weren't they?
like in terms of
they were
skill.
amateurs. Yeah, they
In
were
terms of
amateurs.
skill.
Yeah,
Like, compared to like amateurs still being, way better than any of us could ever, hope to be. But against the Soviet Union national team.
who was arguably greatest hockey team of all time. Definitely greatest Olympic hockey team of all time. Like, there's no question. There's no question.
I'm trying to think of some of the Canadian teams in like the past 10 years.
Well, that year that we won gold with Crosby was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I feel like that one was a contender. That goal
Yeah.
with how little time there. Anyways, we
Like,
digress.
digress. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Great
not only
choice.
the
Really good
story.
pick. Yeah.
The consequences are pretty dramatic.
As we said,
In many different ways.
took down Berlin Wall
So I feel like
with a puck. People don't know that. It wasn't a hammer at the Berlin Wall that took it down. It was a puck. It was a hockey.
it was a hard rubber disc.
Hockey puck.
It was a slap shot.
Yeah.
Now, even
That's
with
how we
my
take down
hockey, even with my
communism.
hockey bias aside, I still think that should be like 1 or 2.
Even though you know that I loved hockey growing up, I'm not a big hockey fan. That was still my number 2.
That was my number 2.
Yeah, really great choice. Really great choice. Love
Right,
it.
number 2,
All right, Yasha.
Mr. Yash,
Well, this one's going to be a bit more related
the king of
to
clubs.
football rather than hockey, but this one is actually quite interesting. I think it's just like it shows like the underdog journeys.
Are you talking football, American football?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
And then so yeah, I'm just gonna go since the start of his career in 2001. Oh, not 2001, but 2001 NFL season. Tom Brady.
Oh, great pick, man. That's a lit pick. That's
That's
a
amazing
really nice
because when you
pick.
think about it, like
That's
how
a
he
great pick.
was second spot and then literally was like 199th in the sixth.
Yeah,
choosing of the
that's a
draft.
really great pick. I
And then
will
just
give
coming
you
into that, and ever since that 2001 season,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's like literally become the greatest player in the NFL of all time,
to go from 199 overall,
leading to
people-
several. Yeah, how many Super Bowls? 9, 10?
10
Super
and
Bowls.
1-6.
You also
6 of
told me,
9.
I think, Sean.
6 of
for
9. Now he has
NFL,
7, obviously.
Like low
Yeah.
drafts.
What?
Doesn't really happen, right? Low drafts become
Okay,
stars.
a guy like that, like a 6th-round pick, he was a 6th-round pick, 199th overall. Not only is it shocking that happened, but people also forget that Tom Brady was originally 3rd string when he got on the Patriots. Most people thought that he wouldn't make the team in the first year. He battled and he got onto it as the 3rd string. In his 2nd season, which is the 2001 season that Yash is talking about, he won the backup job against Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Who was up until that time probably the greatest quarterback in Patriots history. And they had just given him the biggest contract that a quarterback had ever received the year prior. So that even makes it a crazier underdog story but anyways, he got injured. Tom steps in. They win the Super Bowl. Everything about it is just really good pick. That was a very good pick. I like that pick. Oh man, wow! I have a lot of options right now. I have a lot of options.
Yeah, a good pick by Yash.
Yeah, that was a really good pick though.
Um,
I like that one because it was good pick. I respect it. Yeah, probably one of the greatest underdog stories in football. I think. Yeah. All right. Everyone knows Tom Brady now too. Everyone knows that name. Oh man, this is so hard. Do I want to pick a pick that's great, or do I want to pick a pick that's also great? You know, that's where I'm struggling at right now. Yeah, I'm kind of going through, Brian. You know what I'm going through right now? I'm going through exactly what you were going through. Personal biases versus what should be the actual pick.
Yeah.
But since I'm going third overall, I'm going to leave my number one on the board because I don't think it's going to get picked. And I'm going to get away from sports for a second. I'm going to tell a story
All right.
from thousands of years ago.
Okay.
Once upon a time,
This man is-
Saul and the Israelites were facing the Philistines in the valley of Elah, I believe. 2 times a day, a Goliath, a mountain of a man, would come forth to the Israelites and say the conflict will be over if one of the Israelites can beat me in hand-to-hand, one-on-one combat. David, a scrappy young future king,
I fucking hate
comes up to Saul and he says, bro, I can take down Goliath. And Saul is like, bro, you can get wrecked by Goliath. All right?
He's Goliath.
He's Goliath, bro.
Yeah.
But David is like, bro, I got God on my side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this fucker down using a staff, a sling, and 5 stones. So David gets onto the battlefield going up against Goliath, right? Goliath, big ass man, you know? Probably even bigger than Yasha. And Goliath's all like, yo, dude, with my armor and my javelin and my like massive size, and all of my like Philistine gods behind me, I'm gonna fuck you up. What does David do?
Can you hurry up?
He throws a rock and kills him, bro. And then a couple hundred years, Jesus was born and invented capitalism, and that's the end of the story. So you're welcome. David
Amen.
versus Goliath.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
all.
my choice.
What the fuck?
David versus Goliath.
What
is
the
my
fuck?
choice. 100%.
I was
The
not-
OG underdog story.
I honestly wasn't expecting that.
OG underdog.
I like the ancient history stuff.
What?
At least, but I think it's
Do
actually.
you like it? I literally went to the
I
Bible and read it.
wouldn't have thought Bible.
I mean, when we think of underdog story, like
It's called a David and Goliath story.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, when it's an underdog going up against a big, if it's an underdog, people are like, oh, it's David and Goliath. So I had to pick it, David and Goliath.
I think like whenever someone picks something I was gonna pick, I'll say it. That was gonna be my third one.
Your third pick.
Yeah.
Well, I had to go high because I figured someone
Yeah,
was going to
yeah,
take it. And you know what?
Good choice.
I got to give that epic story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it because I enjoyed telling it. All right. You know what time it is now. We're getting on to round 2. I'm glad I got to do that. Yasha, do you like my pick? I feel like you're a big fan.
Yeah, you already know what it is. It's another round. Round 2. Get yourself prepared now. For round 2.
Sound like Quagmire.
Just get ready for this round, motherfucker.
All right, Brian.
All right, Brian. You thought that last one was, well, get ready for this. Gotcha. All right.
I feel like can I though? Because you know what? Second pick, I think I can go with it.
You got it?
It's the 2006, well, the 05-06 season.
Nice.
Oh, for the
Oilers
Edmonton
run.
Oilers?
Yeah.
Games.
Tell the people the story. Tell us the story to try to impress us.
All right. So, Oilers barely make it. As
Yeah.
an 8th seed,
Yeah.
right? And the first seed at the time, Detroit Red Wings, in their prime, Zetterberg, Datsuk. Those two alone should, send ripple of fears into any opposing team. But you add what? You have the Wall, Nicholas Cronwall. You have, you have who's the other D? God, I'm forgetting his name. They were stacked. And in regular season games, I would dread going against the Wings the most. And we win. Holy shit. We win the first round. Are you kidding me? right? And by
Yeah.
then I was really into hockey. Like I was already like a big fan. Like, and then second round San Jose. Like there was a game, triple overtime. Okay, I was watching until 4 a.m. and we scored and we win. And we go on and we go on and we go on against the Carolina Hurricanes. We lose game 7. Our goalie gets tackled by our own D, getting too like aggressive, like defending, trying to like Yasha. I'm this is a childhood trauma, okay?
Because Yasha, we know where this is going. But to continue, because
Keep talking, why
It was the greatest thing. Like, you know, the city was fucking on fire. You could just, you know,
So you
drive in,
guys
you could-
beat Hurricanes, and then where are you at now? Then who do you face?
No, we lost game 7.
Oh, the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a tragic.
Yeah. So
It's a great
yeah.
underdog story because it could have been better. Like because of that tragic loss, it's still it's like a bittersweet kind of thing, right? We can look back at it as sort of like a God, we almost did it, but it also is that tinge of and you know personal bias. I feel like with all of this in the background, at some point I had to make a pick.
No, man.
So,
No, I'm sorry.
there you go.
I get that you had to do it, I guess, but like, you
it's
could have
just like-
done it in the third round. That was just
That was a bad second
yeah,
choice.
it's a bad choice, man.
I almost
That's the
chose it
first
for the
bad
first.
choice of the
Oh,
draft.
Brian.
He's choking.
Brian.
All right.
All I know in my
joking. Brian's joking.
All I know in my heart is
I know you had to do it. You had to do it.
You had choice.
You had to do it, but the thing is, they lost. They lost.
I know they lost. I think the next day I was just in school,
Yeah.
just like with my head down the entire time.
Well, thank you for that trip down memory lane. I do appreciate it. Yasha, what are you following up a great first round pick with?
Well, my second pick was going to be what he said
Miracle.
first. So that kind of ruined it. But I'm just going to use the third choice. So well, this is a different choice from the third. But yeah, it's going to be boxing related. This is probably one of the few matches that I wasn't able to. I watched as a kid watching boxing and shit like that. And
Young. Okay.
oh no, but I don't think this was it. No.
No?
I'm thinking of a different fight. But this
Okay.
one in particular, this one is more or less an underdog story, mainly because of the guy faced Buster Douglas knocking down Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
I
good
feel
one,
like
man. You're having a
Buster
good draft
Douglas,
today. Good job.
I don't think he's that well known.
Nope.
But then, like, you just think about this, like, this is probably, and you have to also consider, like, this was not Mike Tyson's prime as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he got challenged, and I think Buster Douglas winning it just fucking changed it. But I don't think anyone's heard of Buster Douglas.
If you're talking biggest upset in the history of sports,
Yeah.
that would probably be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising it's never made it into a movie.
Really?
Brian, let me tell you this. He lost his next fight. So he was only heavyweight champion for that one moment.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this great like flicker of a moment of boxing lore. Buster Douglas winning in his name, he's a household, like it comes close to being a household boxing name. If you know the sport, you know Buster Douglas. I think there's a better underdog story in boxing that I'm really tempted to pick still, but
Pick it now.
I got a better story.
Okay.
I think, it kind of goes,
Better story than David and Goliath.
it is.
I mean,
it's better than
David
David and
Goliath.
Goliath. It's better than
I feel like you kind of had
You know
to
what?
pick that
Here.
too, because we were doing underdog story. But yeah, go on.
Here we go. This will give it away a little bit.
I briefly considered
Let me tell you a story of a story about a young, scrappy group of revolutionaries fighting on behalf of an ideal. Some might have even called it a utopia. And taking on what was at the time the most powerful empire in terms of military strength and global reach ever known to man. And what if I told you that scrappy young group of revolutionaries who there was tea involved somewhere along the line here, what if I told you they won? They got their independence. Yeah. talking about America. America,
Boo!
arguably the greatest underdog
Boo!
of all time,
Boo!
and continues to live as just a
Fuck you!
shining light of underdogerism.
Boo!
Underdogerism? I'm just inventing that word, but it's a good word. America. The American Revolution. That is my pick.
You fucking white imperialist scum. Fuck you. Boo.
Greatest underdog
Fuck
story
you.
in history.
Patriotism is wrong.
Think about
Boo.
how did they win that war?
Imperialism.
How did they win it due to imperialism?
They just wanted to colonize.
They couldn't wait to be imperial.
What?
They couldn't wait to be imperialists.
That motivated.
That's what motivated them. You know what? I'll go with it. Either way. Yeah. American Revolution.
Technically true, not a bad pick. All right.
Thank you, Brian, for that unbiased view. Yasha, how did you feel about that pick? You probably loved it, right?
You imperialist bastard. But no, I would see why you would do that. But at the same time,
I had to.
you removed one empire with one that it was far worse and more or less so crazier and more.
Oh yeah. The
imperialistic.
British Empire was great. Yeah,
No, they were
great.
oh no,
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
awful.
Yeah, they were much better than the US.
They were awful. But they made. I'm saying,
they didn't commit
shut
any
the fuck
atrocities.
up. I'm saying that.
Americans right now, do you feel that
Suck my dick.
your
America.
country
Fuck
is
Fuck you,
worse
America.
than the crimes
Joe
that Britain committed as an empire?
No.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know.
They're both in the same part.
All right, man. Well, you know what time it is. Oh, shit.
Fuck you! I'm
man.
not done
Fuck
telling
it.
my story. You piece of shit.
Okay, we'll do that while I start.
Oh wait, I
while
didn't
join.
pick the draft. What the fuck?
What?
I'm done. I thought I was defending my draft there for a second.
What were you trying to
He
defend?
thought it was his pick first.
Did you think that it was your pick for a second?
Yeah.
That you picked the American Revolution?
Yeah, I just
He got so flustered.
Wow, you were that
All the way
high.
around.
You got so flustered that you literally thought that my
Started out
pick
by roasting
was
your pick.
your pick.
And ended up defending it.
Oh my god. That is a first. That is a first. What would you have said in defense of
Oh
the
my
American
god, I have
Revolution?
no idea.
It's the greatest underdog story. It's the most
They still kept slavery.
We talked about yes.
There. Suck my dick, America. Give Texas back to Mexico and California.
Wow, dude, this is some hot takes. I didn't see that, Brian. I don't think I saw that coming at all as a response from Yasha.
I did not.
That was wild. I'm sorry. That
Great.
was a
So
roller
I'll just
coaster.
give us a quick update of what our picks have been. Yo, do you have any cigarettes on you?
No.
Okay, damn it. Over
Oh,
here.
and-
You're gonna grab a pack. What
8
were you gonna say?
seeds rarely make it into the playoffs, if ever. We barely, with
Oh,
the
we're going.
last game
You're
win.
going back to this now.
Last game win. We
Yeah,
You're
slipped
going
into the
back
It's
to
playoffs.
not
this.
right.
It's just you're going back to
It's
this.
the
eh?
Oilers.
You're gonna pick the next round.
The
You have the
glory
first
days.
overall pick.
The glory days were re-alit. Like
do you really think that it was gonna get picked by me or Yasha?
nope, but I feel I couldn't I couldn't disrespect it.
All right, so I'm just gonna quickly recap before we go on high noon.
rekindle the glory days.
We have Brian's picks: Miracle on Ice and the 2005-2006 Oilers.
Stanley Cup run.
Sort
The
of.
Cinderella story. Are you kidding me?
It was on my list, but it's very low. Tom Brady for
On your
Yasha.
list, I'm good.
Great pick. I love the Tom Brady pick. And Buster Douglas
That was
versus
a good
Mike Tyson. Solid pick. And then my picks, which are just dominating.
What do you mean? No, fuck you.
I'm dominating.
You picked God and America. You literally came here to manifest your destiny, you imperialist bastard.
So I picked David versus Goliath, the OG underdog story. Literally, there was never an underdog before David, just so everyone knows on the internet. And then the American Revolution, which of course was the original popularizer, which was the original story that popularized
what do you mean?
the underdog story.
Underdog. No, not David. I would say Noah.
David was the OG underdog
I'd say,
story.
I'd say Noah's Ark would be an underdog story as well.
That's not an underdog story.
You don't think so?
No, man. No. It's, like, I guess kind of, but like,
Nah.
not really. David versus Goliath, OG underdog story.
Samson.
American Revolution, the second underdog story ever. I'm just, historically,
You missed a whole freaking
Never.
giant gap of years.
No, that was about 50 years, I think. between.
Oh, you stupid son of a bitch.
Oh man, I love getting Yasha pissed off. All right, well,
Freaking Mike.
let me put on some tunage and we'll get our sign up, and
I want high noon.
we're gonna get high noon going right now, and we'll be back later on with rounds 3 and 4.
Shout out to the All Americans out there. Go fuck yourself.
Holy shit! Oh man!
And not just any Americans, just the ones from
Just the bad.
just the bad ones. Everyone living in Ohio to Nebraska. Fuck you.
All right, there you go.
Thank you for trying out tonight. It's always that practice side to side. Then you're not alone on your own. Things here to clear your mind. Take me home. Come knocking on twilight. Never really thinking it took me right. Take me home, take me
What is the cost for me? Isn't it all for free? Isn't it not really? Isn't it not really? It's like a perfect dream where I was lost at sea. Isn't it not really? Isn't it not really? Isn't there a cross for me? The cost of family. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. They say nothing's going through. Gonna be apostrophe. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. Isn't it all for free? It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. Isn't there a cross for me? To cost the family. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. Always looking for sympathy. If there's no sympathy, life's great comedy is my odyssey. The greatest monstrosity becomes a novelty. Life's great comedy is my odyssey.
Oh, is it gone? Man, what's happening here? A little longer, he was gone. Please, but I just kept staying on, just kept going.
Get that shit turned on, man. Get that shit turned on. Cool too, man. Get it up.
Well, I've been running away. Well, I've been running all day. I've been running all day. I'm waiting another day, and it's all over. Unless you say you want me back, How sweet my today when you're around. Nothing but late. I'm looking back on all of the ways, but you already swore that God's on his way. When troubles fall, especially in this place and in ordinary time, in this ordinary way. I'm running from the man. I'm running from the man. He's waiting for. You wait another day, then it's all over. It's coming my way. She coming back. You went by yesterday. She was supposed to be alone for the whole day. But looking back, you can see all the ways she was always born. My God, what a lady. When travels fast, especially in this place and ordinary time, ordinary way. I'm running from the man. I'm running from the man. I'm running from your man. Running from your man.
Listening to Black Talkin Radio. Smooth sounds, shooting down. Watchman up there, while 90% will home before someone makes over $1 million a year. For those who do not, though, child labor and that's right. You see it, you hear it, you buy it. Yeah, that's right. Don't even think about it. Just go out and buy everything.
She's waiting for. She'll wait another day, then it's all over. Can't go on this way. We're trying to survive, especially in this place and ordinary time with ordinary ways. Oh, call me when you know me. Baby, don't fall me. Oh, so boring. Oh, call me. Got the fever, it was lovely. I got so eager, finding those above me. It shouldn't be legal, everyone loves me. Couldn't be legal, they can't touch me. I'm a believer in all that's bloody. An underachiever, I'm nobody. American Eagle, no one can love me. American Eagle, no one can touch me. They reach me, they surround me, they teach me, they upon me. They need me, they need me, they need me. 'Cause I'm not going back down here. 'Cause I'm not going back to there. 'Cause I did so I never care. I'm not going back to summer that brings me to my knees. A blissful slumber is all I ever really need. Thinking about something, but nothing's really in between. A wistful thunder, it's a wonder that it's guaranteed. Then reach me, they surround me. Teach me, they call me. They need me, they need me, they need me. There's something about summer that brings me to my knees. Blissful summer is all I ever really need. Out around town, break another day, fuck another one, yeah, leave on the way. Can you take me away from here? I'm astray, yeah. Can't find a way out of here. I'm astray. Out around town, break another day, fuck another one, yeah, leave on the way. Can you take me away from here? I'm astray, yeah. Can't find a way out of here. Oh, I'm alone.
And who is your and how? And what do you sacrifice?
In another line, you down and call me. You better wait, you better follow, you better listen to what my sorrow. In and out of time, in another line, you down and call me. You better wait, you better follow, you better listen to what my sorrow. I'm on your phone, I'm on your face, I'm on your
Till my own heart
Broken homes and black Cadillacs. I went back to my house and it flashed when I woke. I could see that it was me. The waves coming up real fast and I just about drowned in the past when I woke. I could see that it was me. Way real close, walk along all alone. When you say, will you stay by me? Southern drones and half-witted hacks. I ran back to my car in the flash when I woke. I could see that it was me. Flames coming up real fast and I just about rode in the past when I woke. I could see that it was me. Way real close, walking along all alone. When you say, will you stay by me? Way real close, walk along all alone. When you say, will you stay by me? On Fridays, get loaded. Denials get coated by a vial of white snowflakes. I'm loaded. Child, breaking in across a mile. Get loaded, crack a smile. I imploded. I'm loaded. All I need is done. Head broken from the start. How can it be just when it's so dark? The light will repose where systems dispose our fat in heavy holes. Head pounding beat doesn't mean there's a heart. One eye, let explode it. Juvenile, get coated. If he was white, I'd get deported. Those I noticed. My trial gaze, cops denial, judge our love, run for miles, get going. It's been noted, it's noted, all my needs done. Been broken from the start. How can it be just when it's so dark? Light will repose when our systems expose our fat and heavy holes. If not to be doesn't mean there's a heart.
Nothing's gonna make me stop. I've been running up and down the block. Inside my head and in my thoughts, I know it's gotta change. We're in this pretty fuck system, hooked up and it's not discussed. Inside our head and in our thoughts, we know it's gotta change. Tired of all these power snubs, they just walk along and brush it off. Act like they don't give a fuck and are living in vain. But don't stop, don't stop. Your heart's in the grave and do not stop. Everyone, let's gather up. Show them what we are worthy of. A life that we can live with love. Without
Shit turned up, man. Just looking to get that shit turned up. You know what I'm saying, man? Get it up. I'm waiting another day, and it's all over. Unless you say you want me back, I'll swing by today when you're gone. Nothing but late. I'm looking back on all of the ways, but you already swore that God's on his way. When troubles fall, especially in this place and in ordinary time, in this ordinary way, running from the man. I'm running from the man. He's waiting for. You wait another day, then it's all over. He's coming my way. She coming back. He went by yesterday. She was supposed to be alone for the whole day. But looking back, you could see all the way she was always born. My God, what a lady. I'm trying.
Let's get started.
No. you honest, oh, you want to eat?
My stomach is making the run, please. Oh man, my body's like.
Sometimes in life, you gotta get away from the competition. Let your head get clear. Open up your mind to new possibilities and new avenues of thought. Over here at Cultured and Shit, we like taking a break, smoking a little green stuff, and talking buds.
Talking buds. Oh. Today.
Again,
Oh,
we have to remind everyone.
we have to remind fucking the world.
We're open for
Come
branding.
on, man. Just like we haven't even mentioned this yet. This episode,
So,
and it's so critical for us to mention this. Like, I'm just sick of not being sponsored.
yeah.
It's really sucks.
Fucking
You would think in this day and age, someone would sponsor.
someone would sponsor us. Someone would just
There
come
has to
along
be a
and just
Fire,
see this
right?
video and be like, you know what, man, I want to help these guys. And I'm gonna give them just, as I said, $1 a week. We'd be okay if it's legal.
Mhm.
We'll shout you out. We don't care. We'll smoke it. But really, you need to give us like 3. If you want it, like, let's just say for the sacredness of the score, you really should give us a 3.5. I think. Would you agree?
Yeah.
For like the
That's a
sake
solid.
to get like a real, because sometimes you're gonna need more than $1 to really get a taste of it. So
Yeah.
And also on that note, I've been shouting out one dispensary in general lately in Oshawa. It's an underdog story itself, really. In many ways, it's a dispensary called Peace Pipe that it's in the heart of downtown. It's been there forever, and it was a head shop for since the 80s.
Yeah.
It recently got legal status. They should sponsor us. That's my normal dispensary I go to.
Mhm.
I can't go there anymore.
What?
Walked in the other day. Go up to the counter. I'm like, yeah, I have an order ahead. She's like, oh yeah, Sean. She knew my name. That means I like buying too much weed. They know me, they know me. And then worst of all, she's hot. She's cute. She's real cute. And I was stoned and I kind of jumbled over my words and I'm pretty sure made a fool of myself. So yeah, I'm also a free agent when it comes to looking for a new dispensary to buy all my weed from. Is what I'm telling you.
Sean,
Because
I
I made a
think
fool
you might-
of myself.
I think you might have made a genuine, fond impression.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
Oh,
It was.
it's not
I made
bad.
some lame joke about oh, can't believe you remembered me because you work in a weed store. It was really bad. And I was just immediately I was like, you fucking idiot. I immediately realized that with COVID, I've forgotten how to speak to people.
What was her
Her response is just,
Oh.
it was just
well,
it was just an eye roll. Well,
knows you now.
that's in the worst kind of way.
This
So
will
as
be
I said,
early on in the episode of your show.
I'm a free agent.
Right?
I'm a free agent, basically, is what I'm saying. I'll probably still go back there, but it's going to be uncomfortable for me because
The
I know
mask
I made
and
a fool of
sunglasses
myself.
on.
Yeah, exactly. Cut off all my hair.
The Korean way.
Do it proper.
Yeah, not.
But anyways, this week we got the most expensive weed from the dispensary that we went to, and I'm not even going to shout them out because they suck. Dispensary sucked. It's probably a worst dispensary I've ever been to.
It looked nice inside, but beyond that,
There was no weed on display or anything. There was just bags on display. It sucked. Ugh. Prices sucked. So I just got the most expensive one we could get, which is, and it's all legal. As I said, sponsor us, man. We spent $40 on this today. Sponsor us. All right.
was it worth it? What do you think, Sean?
We'll find out in my score. Haven Street Premium Cannabis. Kush Cookies Indica Hybrid. 26.3%. All right. That's what it is. Brian, what do you think of it, man? What's your score? This is the hardest weed I've ever had to score. I was saying that outside. I'm gonna say it for the folks here. Like this is a really hard weed to score. I don't know if the price is fucking me up with it. I think it is.
Factoring in the price and the quantity, the quality of the buds.
Yeah.
You've shown me.
Yeah, those are shit.
Those that has to weigh in, right?
Yeah.
No, it is a good high.
Because someone's gonna go buy this, and they're gonna get popcorn buds.
So I'm sort of getting I feel it like here.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a very nice high. Nothing amazing, but solid. But the price, quality of the buds, like a 6.5.
Yeah, okay, nice. Classic Brian score, by the way. Hey, Yasha? Always within that, 5.5 to 8.5 range. Will we ever get a weed outside of that? I'm curious to see, man. Future episodes.
Might be the one that we have to, use for security,
Yeah. Someone gives us a fucking sponsorship. Yasha, what's your score, man? Are you asleep?
I would say it's hard for me as well.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think this did a good job.
Yeah.
I like the taste. It's smooth.
This did a good job.
But the problem is just I
don't
know. It's just, I think it's slightly above average.
Yeah.
So 7.5.
No, nice. Okay.
Higher.
That's a good score.
Solid.
Man, I am, as I said, dude, I am struggling so much with this.
Tell us why you're having this struggle.
Because I could go either, the taste, the high is good. That's my big struggle, okay? Definitely that,
Which is the most important part.
That extra, 0.4% is fucking me up, okay? That extra 4%, sorry, not 0.4, 4% is definitely, once I get above,
what is it right now?
It's 26.3. Once I get above the 25s, those weeds fuck me up heavily. But man, I hated the taste. I hate the price. I'm gonna go on the low end. I was trying to decide if I wanted to go high or low, because you could.
Do you feel it too?
I'm really high.
I'm feeling
Okay, here's the thing. This shit gets you so fucking high that this is like a smoke. If you want to get something that's gonna make
Put
you
you
just
out.
You're gonna go sit on your couch for the next 4 hours and not run a podcast, buy this. Otherwise, don't. I'm giving it a 4.8. Yeah,
Wow.
4.8. Yeah. It's really close to a 5, but I'm giving it a 4.8 because I really didn't like the taste. It's bitter. Bitter taste, and it was harsh. It made me cough a lot. Made me cough. Didn't like it. All right.
Hey, you there. Your stupid fucking hat. Stupid face. You done with all this pussy stoner shit. And won't get you back to the real stuff. It's round 3.
Gonna just quickly recap. Brian, Miracle on Ice, 2005-2006 Oilers Cinderella story.
Yeah, come on.
Tom Brady,
Solid.
Buster Douglas for Yasha, and me, David versus Goliath, American Revolution. All right, go ahead, Brian.
So third on my list. There was another one that could have been the third one, but I think, I think this is pretty good. In the Premier League,
Soccer,
European football, 2016, Leicester City winning it.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive
That's a
odds.
good one.
but I think
Huge
Yasha.
upset.
1 second though. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Tell the story.
I feel like, and it was their first win, right, in club history. No one thought they were gonna win. I think the odds were 5,000 to 1, betting odds. Yeah. I know my soccer friends. Again, I'm not like a personally like a huge soccer guy,
Yeah.
but I keep tabs on like sports
Okay.
in general.
Yeah.
And some of the soccer friends I knew,
Yeah.
like we're going, ape shit over this, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
For my third pick,
okay, cool.
Leicester City, 2016.
So unfortunately, where you're gonna lose is Yasha has a much better pick that I know
Yeah.
he's about to give.
But I will give him this one pick merit just because at this point Leicester in Premier Leicester was literally just an average team.
Okay.
Not the greatest players at the time, really average players.
So they won the whole Premier
But then,
League?
like,
Is that what happened?
They won the Premier League, so they got
Okay.
the most wins.
Okay.
And like just like their comeback was them like getting on top after all that. Which I give merit to, and it is a good choice in my opinion, but
Yeah.
not the greatest underdog story.
Well, we are in the third round,
For
but,
soccer.
but there's a lot left over.
Yeah.
And as I said, I think Yasha's got. Are you going to still go with your soccer story, please?
I might know.
Because listen to this one. Go ahead, man. Tell the folks. What's your pick? I'm excited for you. You're having a good
I don't
draft.
think it's the same one we're thinking.
What is it?
Well, I did this in relation to the Euro Cup.
Yeah,
Going
we're
on
thinking
right
of the exact
now.
same one.
And there's a lot of teams in history. Like most of the teams you would think that are always going to win the Euro Cup are always going to be France,
Yeah.
Germany,
Italy,
England, Italy, Spain,
Portugal.
Those guys, the big ones that always win this shit. But you never really take into consideration the smaller teams, the smaller countries with kind of average players, average teams, and their ability to win these cups. And mine will have to go to the 2004 Euro Cup.
Yeah, this is a great choice.
Greece.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew this was
Winning.
what your pick was.
Greece winning the Euro Cup.
Can I just say?
2004.
Can I just say I'm excited for you, man? I'm just excited for you. You're crushing this draft.
When I did my research
Great
for
draft for you.
soccer, I did consider this,
Yeah,
but I felt like
Well, here's the thing.
this was like I remember.
You have to consider the odds they were facing.
Mm.
It's fucked.
Well, yeah. Can you just tell a
Yeah.
little bit about it? Yeah.
So they really it was far behind.
Didn't they lose their first two games?
They were
or something?
losing a lot.
Yeah.
And they were kind of all far behind as being the contender compared to the other teams.
Yeah.
And then the qualifying stage, the team lost their first two matches.
Yeah. That's what.
But somehow they stayed strong, came away at the six. So the group stage wasn't any easier and everything like that. But then in the semifinals, the team was going to go up against the Czech Republic, a crazy team.
Yeah.
They're doing great right now in the Euro
Yeah.
Cup. But while it wasn't really an easy victory, the team came away with a goal in extra minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, although they kind of with their kind of standing right in front of them, playing Portugal for the final.
Yeah.
And out of all that, they were able to get a 1-0 goal, 1-0 score,
Exactly.
and beat Portugal.
Okay, so why, as I said, why I'm going to speak so highly of this pick right now is because of this. I hate soccer. I hate the sport. I'm going to say it to all those people out there right now.
Fuck
You
you.
can probably guess by my first two picks that I don't like soccer. I don't enjoy it. It's not my sport. As a Canadian boy growing up who never watched a game of soccer in his life, had had American family, so we never watched soccer, never played it, wasn't part of my life at all. I remember Greece winning the Euro Cup in 2004. It was crazy. It was one of those sports events that transcended sports. It was one of those ones that was just like, holy shit, they did it. And it just transcended sports. It was such a shock. And people were so excited about it, even over here in Canada. It was, so that's a really good pick. As I said, Josh is having a great
When was
draft
this?
tonight. Draft
2004. Euro
I don't know
Cup.
That
what
was
I doing
on
in
my,
2004.
believe it or not, that was on my list. That's how I had that as my fifth overall. That's how
That was
big
my
that
fifth
was.
overall.
What?
That was my fifth overall.
Oh, was it for you too?
Yeah.
So
I considered it.
great for him to get it as number 8. You got it number 8.
Yeah.
Number 8 overall. Good pick. Good draft. Strong draft.
See, for me,
Why do you say? See, I give him a compliment.
I did consider it, but I remember the rule. It's not solely about upsets, right?
Yeah,
I took that into account.
Yeah.
And I considered that
This ain't an
victory
upset,
more of
man.
an upset.
No.
So number 5, like I said, good pick.
Good pick. Can I go with? Can I go into mine now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm going back to the world of boxing, and you know what? My first 2 rounds were not sports; they're historical or biblical.
Mythical. Both are fiction. Both.
Anyways, American Revolution happened.
Okay.
Anyways, so
American Revolution.
it happened. Like,
Is it?
yeah. Anyways, did it happen exactly as I explained it?
No.
We'll let the historians decide.
Okay.
What I'm going into, though, first sports choice, I'm going to go with a story of a man, age 32. He had once been at the top of the mountain at the time of the most prestigious moment in boxing, perhaps the most prestigious moment in competitive moment in sports. Had his title ripped away by the American government due to him standing up for his political beliefs.
Yeah.
Won against them in the Supreme Court, came back, lost to the heavyweight champion of the time, was age 32 and was seen as completely washed up. And he was going up against what could be considered the modern day Goliath, a mammoth of a man who, yes, has some grills named after him, but he looked like the most unstoppable and terrifying person to ever hit the sport of boxing. And Muhammad Ali won that fight. This was my number 1 overall pick, so I'm hyped that I get to get it at number 9. The fight, yes. The Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle.
If you haven't watched it, first
cool.
off, it's a part of American mythology.
That was my 4th pick.
Muhammad Ali beating George Foreman is a part of American mythology. I'm excited that I get to get it with the 9th overall pick. If you haven't watched it, man, like, just the fight itself is so incredible. Like, have you guys watched that fight?
I've watched clips of it.
Yeah, I've watched it a bunch of times. What?
I think I've
Like,
watched
you have to
highlights.
watch the whole fight because it's crazy. Like, basically, Muhammad Ali is known for, if you watch old Muhammad Ali fightings, and he went into this fight going, I'm going to dance. You know, he's telling everyone, I'm going to dance, man. I'm going to dance. I'm going to be so fast that George Foreman, the mummy, he was calling him the mummy, wouldn't be able to hit him, wouldn't be able to hit me. He's like, I'm going to dance. And Muhammad Ali gets into the ring, and in the first round, he's dancing. He's moving around, quick like Muhammad Ali, just like we know him. And George Foreman, at the end of the round, stings him. I think he hit him in his liver or something like that.
Shot.
Gives him and Muhammad Ali finally felt the power of George Foreman.
If he got hit.
I think one of the most beautiful moments in all of sports is if you look at Muhammad Ali in between round 1. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I'm not even lying. You look at Muhammad Ali, watch him during round 1, after round 1, before round 2. It's just a man. He's not Muhammad Ali is normally, up, in your face making all this noise. He's completely stoic, and he's ultimately making the decision, and you can see it in his head, that I'm going to this guy is stronger than me. He's 6 years younger than me. I'm going to have to do something amazing here. And he invents the rope-a-dope style of fighting, which is him. He basically stood against for the next 7 rounds, stands against the ropes of the ring and just lets George Foreman punch him. It's literally what he does. 7 rounds of it. Just dodging punches up against the ropes, moving like this. And then in the 8th round delivers the greatest knockout in the history of boxing. And as I said, one of the greatest moments, I think, in the history of sports. It's been mythologized. So I just had to give the whole story because it gives me goosebumps. I love it. It's my favorite sports story ever. So, yeah, Muhammad Ali versus Foreman.
That was a good one. Great. I would say it's good. I think it's just more or less an essential for the Americans as well. It's just like one of those essential.
It's a myth. It's a part of America. What?
Right. Going hard with America on this one.
America, come at me, bro.
No, I feel
much
like
love, bro. I
feel like
I gotta get some respect to my American brothers every once in a while.
If we were doing boxing only as a wild card round, that would have been my pick.
Yeah, as I said, I just think I've had to pick a sports one. I have a ton of other sports ones that I could have picked, But as I said, that is actually literally, if you look at my draft board, look at right here, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman is number 1 overall. It's just like your Oilers pick in a way for me. It's something that, like, even though I wasn't alive for it, I remember watching that fight as a kid and just like the whole story and falling in love. All right.
Core memory.
Yeah, core memories, you know. And as I said, it still gives me goosebumps to this day thinking about the fight. That's how incredible it was. All right.
You know what time it is. Last round of the night. Get your bets ready. Ready. Spin that wheel. It is the wild card round. Yeehaw!
Doing a little bit of a different kind of wild card tonight. We have 2 rounds of a wild card, so it's double wild. Do either of you guys have a word that would be like wild but better? So we have 2 rounds of it. Is there a word there? Wow. Well, we'll keep thinking about it while I keep thinking about it, Brian, while I tell him. So round 1 is going to be basically round 1 is going to be kind of like a type of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Round 2 is going to dictate which sport we're actually going to have to draft it from.
Yeah.
Okay. So round 1, we have Bizarro as always, her story, because none of us have talked about a woman overcoming some odds tonight. Professional sports and amateur sports. All right. So I'm going into here. Boom. Let's get it. What is it? Let's see. Coming up. Oh my God. I'm a little nervous. Professional sports. Well, that's boring. That makes it. That's the easiest wild card basically ever. Round 2 is either soccer, football, basketball, hockey, and baseball. So we just chose the 5 most popular sports in the world, or at least this part of the world right now. All right. Going through. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what it is. Coming up. Oh, before I say what sport it is.
Yeah.
Before I say what sport it is, I just looked. But and I'm not happy. You're going to be happy. So gotta say, if you're a random selector website, man, fucking give us a little sponsorship deal here, bro. I'm sick of fucking saying it. Sponsor us. We'll maybe send us like a wheel or something that we can randomly select with. We'll shout you guys out. Be cool. Brian will wear a hat.
Yep.
Give him a hat.
I love hats.
All right, the winner is hockey. So we have to pick an underdog moment in professional hockey.
Wait, so we just have 1 pick, right? That's what this is?
Yeah, so it's just
Okay.
1 pick. So combined, the 2 rounds gave us professional hockey.
Okay.
Professional hockey.
So what do we have to do? First round.
Sorry?
What do we do for first round?
We have to what? No, you just have to pick a professional hockey moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Professional hockey moment now.
Right.
I don't have any on my list, so this is
I only have-
I have
well,
none. So
Okay, Brian.
Wow. Yeah, this is bad.
This is Brian's
really
day.
bad.
Brian's time to shine.
All right. There are 2 contenders I have. Number 1 would have been the Oilers, but I already picked them. On the flip side, I won't really something related to that run, but for it's my pick, right?
Yeah, it's your pick.
I think
man.
I'll choose the 94-95 New Jersey Devils,
Mhm.
beating the Detroit
Yeah.
Red Wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the pick. That's the one that's the one.
Went to
I
Game
love.
7.
Yeah.
And it was a shortened season. It was the lockout season, so it wasn't. You had to stay strong. If you had a slump, you were done. They started the season pretty badly, so like they didn't have 80 plus games to make it up. Those
Yeah.
games were gonna sting. Each loss was like 3 losses.
Yeah.
So with the start they had, going 20 2, 18, 8. They won 10 games straight. I think road games.
Mhm.
And they made it, and they won ultimately.
All right. Yasha, do you have a pick here, man?
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yeah,
he
this
just
is
took
so
mine.
fucking hard.
for
Oh
hockey.
god, why does hockey not have more great underdog stories? I guess they were
It's
never.
kind of tough.
They weren't ever.
So picking the Oilers was a good thing after all.
And it has to be professional too, yeah.
They took a big one off the list.
NHL, yeah.
Does it have to be NHL, or can
Yeah.
it be involving
No,
professional players?
Or just straight up hockey.
Well,
It could be hockey
both-
players.
No, well, it has to be professional, like professional hockey players. All right,
Yeah.
Yasha, go.
I mean, there's another good one. A
Yeah.
player, I feel like you could choose.
Interesting.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Bobby Orr,
How is he an
As
underdog?
a
underdog,
How?
underdog?
How?
Boston Bruins player.
Yeah,
Very
I
famous
know
guy.
who
I
Bobby
mean,
Orr is.
he's a-
He's arguably the greatest player of all
Arguably,
time.
not since McJesus has been reborn.
But no, just like,
He's one of the
I would
greatest
say
of all
Bobby
time.
Orr.
How is he an underdog, though?
well, just the life he had. I don't know. I picked this because this was difficult. But
He
I
is
thought
a hockey
Bobby Orr
player.
just because I think it's just like grow up, become a hockey player, become the greatest hockey player in the world. Bobby Orr, Boston Bruins.
All right.
R.I.P.
He got half of it.
That is not an underdog story.
Well, let
You
me
want
pick a
some
different
help
one,
here?
actually.
No,
Some
I don't know. I felt like that would have been good for.
Coded
I don't
messages.
know.
Otherwise, I would have said Belarus 2002 Olympic team.
This guy's last name might also be a city which has an NHL team. But it's not pronounced the same way because La France.
Oh, God damn it! I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So
See, if you knew anything about hockey, this might slap in your head.
okay,
Oh,
I got
no,
it.
not
All right, I
Bobby
got
Orr.
it. Okay, here's my
Rocket
underdog
Man.
story.
Is this what I'm thinking?
1 second. Let me confirm it though. Let me confirm the year because I don't want to sound like an
Oh,
idiot.
a year?
Yeah.
This isn't it then.
Yeah. Okay. Got
Because
it.
I was thinking about a certain player.
All right. So it can involve professionals. 'Cause,
Why did
right?
Brian-
It doesn't have to be like it can involve. It has to be involving professionals. It doesn't have to be NHL.
It just has to be hockey,
Okay.
right? The sport of hockey.
Yeah.
So NHL
Professionals
is a big part of that,
involving
sure.
in professionals, right?
But
You can even
Okay.
say the Canadian like junior.
All right. So here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Back in 1972, Russia hockey was ultimately the biggest and baddest show on earth. They were faster than anyone had ever seen, and they were bigger and they were badder than everyone had ever seen. And you know what? Canada finally, and everyone was like, you know what? Fuck Russia. Fucking communists. Fucking USSR. Fuck these guys. I'm sick of them dominating hockey. And the only reason that they're able to dominate is because they're playing fucking amateurs in the Olympics. We want to see them against the real dogs.
Yeah.
So Canada assembles the super team. Right? The super team. And what ends up happening is they go to Russia for the first 3 games and they get their fucking asses kicked by Russia every single game. Like, absolutely just fucking mercilessly destroyed. But then they go back to Canada. And, so it was a 7-game series. And Russia is up 3-0 at this point. Looking like they are going to completely embarrass Canada. And more importantly, what I think they were really planning on doing is they were going to beat the Canadians and then try to spread communism here. That's just it's just an addition I'm going to make to it. But Canada comes back, wins the final 4 games. And there was one dude who I can't even remember his name, but he scored the goal, really surprisingly in that 4th game. They were down even in that game. And then they came back to finally win in the 3rd period, 5-4. And it's a great moment in Canadian history. It's a great moment in underdog history.
did we go on to win the series?
And they won the whole thing.
Right.
They won the whole thing.
4-game reverse.
Yeah. And okay, you could maybe say, oh, well, it's all the Canadian professionals. Is that really an underdog? The reason why it's an underdog is they were down 3-0. Is that once it hit the 3-0, then they really became huge underdogs because it was like, oh, fuck, Russia is just as good as we thought they are. and they're gonna fucking wipe the floor.
One thing I will say as the hockey guy here, I
Yeah.
think, is that reverse sweeps are rare in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Percentage-wise,
Yeah,
does not really
to
happen.
win those final 4 of a 7.
Yeah,
you're saying.
a reverse sweep is like a unicorn. It's like an albino.
And
It's like a shiny.
could you maybe argue this is the reverse sweep on the highest platform? Like, think about it. It was huge. It's a part of Canadian lore. I remember as a kid, they fucking sold it. It was a big deal when they packaged all of those games onto a DVD. We bought it and watched a bunch of those games. Like, it's just great moment, hockey history, world history. And need I remind you guys, Canada is still a democracy today because we won that
I
72
feel like you might be
thing.
puffing up your piece a little bit, but I respect it. Solid pick. Solid pick. The other person I was thinking of.
All right, so yeah, we're done. That's the draft. Let me just say what the picks are, and then we'll go into what we also had, and then finally we can do a little picky on screen of on cam of we're gonna pick next week's thing as well.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian ended up Brian. Gosh, even with your bungled wild card, you had a good draft, buddy. Good draft. But Brian, great first pick, Miracle on Ice. 2005, 2006 Oilers, bias pick. 2016 Leicester
Solid
City.
bias pick.
Don't even
Bias
remember
pick.
that. New Jersey Devils, good pick.
A overall, not an A plus.
That is
It's
your.
solid-
I think this is
solid
might be one of your worst drafts. That's a C. That's a C minus. Yasha, you guys.
I want to see the rubric right now.
Yeah. I just said I
Provide it,
just
sir.
came up with that score off the top of my head, and I think it's very accurate. And I think you know that it's accurate too. That's the worst part. You know that it's accurate. Yasha, your draft: Tom Brady, Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson, 2004 Euro Cup Greece, and Bobby Orr. But the rest of it, the first 3 picks.
I will
Great
say
picks. Really good picks. You should feel proud of those. Sean, aka me, speaking in the third person. David versus Goliath. American Revolution. Ali over Foreman. And Canada defeating communism. Fucking unbelievable draft by me. But it's always up for debate. We ultimately don't say who wins. But let's just say
on screen.
On screen, you didn't win this week. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm floated on many wins.
Yeah, I know. Your record is
here.
still.
I'm
You
feeling a
still
little
got-
lonely up here, you know.
Still got a great record. You've still got a great record. I
And-
think sometimes when you get the first overall pick, it just goes. Your head, it just doesn't work for you. You work better. You might be a better counter drafter. Someone else drafts and then you come in. That seems where you get
I
all
will
your
say so. I was
success.
happy with my first pick. I feel
First
like,
pick was great. Yeah.
and with my hockey bias. In
was
my
number
mind,
2. It was
That was
number
like
2
a
on
solid
my mind.
narrative,
Yeah, I think all of us had it as number 2. So,
That's
Yasha,
what
did you have
mine-
any picks that you didn't get to make?
I was going to say Liverpool versus Barcelona with the soccer one at first.
Okay,
And then I thought
Greece.
Greece was the vital.
Greece was a great pick.
I was
Yasha
gonna
had a
say
great
for the
draft.
hockey one instead of the one you.
I also
chose,
would have said
the one
Croatia.
Yeah, who's the person?
person, Martin Saint Louis.
Oh.
He's a short
Okay.
man.
Yeah,
He's like my
tiny.
height.
Yeah.
And
I know what you're talking
For the
about.
long,
I remember.
For a
I
solid
also wanted to say
period,
Tiger
Tampa Bay
Woods.
fucking Lightnings. He was a central key.
Yeah, he was lit.
He
He was
became a
lit.
superstar.
Yeah,
I
he
sort
was.
of wanted to say Tiger Woods, but then I thought
Yeah, I'm glad
Like he
you
was
did.
an era where that size might have not worked very well in theory,
Yeah,
but he made it work. He was a great skater. I feel like he would have thrived even more in today's NHL.
yeah. See, but yeah,
So, underdog, size wise, and
yeah. The one pick I didn't get to make that I wish I did get to make was the New York Giants defeating the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 42. 9-7 Giants beat the 9-7 wild card Giants beat the 16-0 Patriots, or sorry, at that point 19-0 Patriots to end the perfect season for them. That was a great wild card moment for best Super Bowl in my entire life because I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Shout out, and I fucking hate the Patriots. I had a bunch of football ones. I had New York Jets.
Yeah.
Beating Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III. That kind of made football made the NFL into like a real. It really like that's why the NFL is what it is now. Is Super Bowl III.
Yeah.
I'll save this one for last. I also had Kurt Warner. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He was my favorite quarterback growing up. He was originally a grocery store clerk, and then he ended up leading the greatest show on turf. Won a Super Bowl with them. One of the most exciting and electric offenses ever.
Yeah.
Chuck Wepner, which is the do you know Chuck Wepner? Knocking down Ali. He lost to Ali. He inspired Rocky. And then Linsanity, taking the basketball world by storm. I had that one.
I had that as like my 6th. It was a crazy run.
Yeah. But it wasn't like historic enough, right?
It was a large blip. A
Yeah.
notable one that, it'll be like
It was
mentioned
notable, yeah.
in the history books.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
Yeah.
he's going back to China now.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I think he was on a team, and then after that they got Harden or something.
Yeah.
They're like, well,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have to give it to him, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and then the final one that I had, I wish I kind of got to make this pick because it would have completed my American
trifecta.
Well, I had the American trifecta, but I would have got. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I only had 2 American picks.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have been able to complete. Well, this isn't even really the American trifecta, but it kind of is. Afghanistan initiating the collapse of the USSR. Yeah, that war. That's what I was going to pick.
Oh my
That would
god.
have been a great pick.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
that's a pick I really wish I could have.
Fuck you, man.
If I could go back
You're
in
such
time
a
and pick
douchebag.
one pick, that would have
You're such a douchebag. Ending communism was like half your fucking bit today. Fuck you.
I'm glad you caught on to what my bit was. Thank you.
It also
You
created.
finally did
It also created the Taliban and Al Qaeda. So be grateful for that. Good job, bro. Never forget.
That didn't happen. It's just a scrappy group of revolutionaries, much like my other stories. All good underdog stories involve something that you can describe as scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
I think scrappy young David, scrappy young America, scrappy old Ali.
You know what I considered? Cinderella.
Cinderella.
This is an actual story.
That would have been a good. Oh man, if
from
we
a
had gotten
lonely-
her story,
Yeah.
that would have been.
That was
perfect.
it for my.
Yeah, that would have been a great her story.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
I would have said Serena Williams.
That would have been great. Yeah, I was thinking that's
From
what
a
I would
lonely,
call. Well, I'm glad that we didn't get
a
that one.
lowly-
Because Serena Williams.
What was she, like a maid?
Honestly,
Essentially,
I probably
treated
would have
like
picked
shit.
Venus Williams at that point. All right, so we are gonna go into. We'll end off it with. I almost wish that we could have ended off the draft with Yasha's reaction to communism. My communism takes this episode, but we'll go into. We're gonna select. So we don't have anything like.
Show it live on screen, dude. Take the laptop up to the camera. Like, show the randomizer.
We don't have the rights to the website. That's what I'm saying. Random selection sites. Fucking help us out. All right? Seriously.
Unfortunate.
Because we can't do this alone. We need you. And we want to be able to show you off. All right? The website that I currently use starts with an M and ends with an L. And there's 3 words in the title. That's you. Sponsor us. Give Brian a hat.
I'll wear a hat. A huge sign, neon lights.
I don't think there's really anything going on. There's no major blockbusters or anything coming out next week to my knowledge, so we're going to have to go to the random selector, to the gods. Guess who has veto power again? I do. So I have veto power. Brian has veto power. Yasha, you don't have veto power for another 3
I might
weeks.
use it this week.
You don't have it for another
I
3
feel like
weeks.
if you don't use it, it'll go to shit. Gotta use it sometime.
Yeah. I think if you aren't using your veto
What's the point?
once every 4 weeks,
You're wasting.
then you're like literally wasting the whole point of the veto
I mean,
power.
Unless every pick you're like, I like this. Which could be the case.
I guess, yeah, that's true. But like, if you,
Yeah.
anyways.
All right, let's see. What do we
Let's
get?
see.
What do we
Pick
get?
random picker. Let's go. Random pick. Random pick. Random pick. Ooh, I like this one. Best first albums by bands. So the best first
Veto.
albums. Fuck! Brian vetoes it. Damn it! I really like that
I'm
one.
not gonna give you music back to back.
Oh,
Fuck you.
back to back. There was no music this week.
No, like this one and then. Gonna
Oh,
be
and then
Well,
Canada
not actually
Day,
back
yeah.
to back, but you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Canada Day. Keep an eye out.
Veto.
All right, good veto.
Speaking of vetoes,
Please get another music one.
wait, what other music one is there?
There's a bunch of music
best
ones on the
second
list. No, there's no best second album.
Third album.
No, best first albums is significant, man. First albums are significant.
Best
Yeah.
comeback album.
All right, you ready to look? Oh, I think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I'm doing this now.
What is it?
It's worst best adaptations from books.
What?
Worst or best adaptation from books.
Yes.
And I'm
please.
gonna go ahead and veto that.
I already have 4 on the list.
Yeah, I already vetoed
Come on, man.
so that's vetoed.
So many
So
broken.
Brian and I,
broken
no one
dogs.
has. By the way, now no one has veto power for the next fucking 3 weeks. So we're about to get.
Why does Yasha not? Oh, he vetoed.
Yeah, he vetoed.
Yeah.
Oh, although what's good,
Right.
don't need to get
Yeah.
into it. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Or wait, no, no, it's not fair. When you got to pick, actually, let me hold on to that. 'Cause
What?
Let me hold on to the veto there. Because last time I gave you a little sneak ahead. You remember this? I gave you a sneak ahead. I'm going to see what it is right now. I still think I hold the power to go back and give you worst best adaptation from books. Is that fair? Because if I hate this option,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So let's see what it is.
Anything that gives us more options to,
So yeah,
Hurry
more
up.
options. Historical figures dinner party.
Yes.
I
agree.
feel like
I
we've
like
had enough episodes in between the
I think it's right.
authors one, but
We have
maybe
no
too
choice.
soon.
We have
I'm gonna
no
hold on to
choice.
my veto power, and we're gonna do worst or best adaptations from books.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to my
Fuck
veto
you.
power because I like the idea of
Coward.
having that power
You
for the next
coward.
3
You
weeks.
guys are slowly
Boo.
creeping up, but you're getting too close to
I
the
like
Coward.
that idea of having
Coward.
that power for the next 3 weeks.
Boo.
If it had been a music one, I 100% would have taken it.
Coward. Boo.
What are we gonna do? Worst or best?
Best.
Do we have a coin?
Best.
I have
Best.
many coins.
Oh yeah, grab a coin,
Heads for
flip
best.
it, and then
tails
we are
for
done
worst.
this mamma jamma.
Heads for best, tails for worst, I guess.
Heads for
Heads for
best, yeah. Tails for worse. Heads for
Heads.
best. Okay, so we are doing best adaptations from books.
Mhm.
By the way, it doesn't say film adaptation.
adaptation.
Adaptation. All right.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you. Stay hit.
Stay greasy.